Yo, what's up, guys? Nico here. Today I wanted to go ahead and talk about a topic that I consider, or I titled, what type of fuel are you using? Each of us, we have to go ahead and fuel our lives in some sort of way. As addicts, we usually choose to fuel our lives with some sort of substance, whether that be drugs, alcohol, poor lifestyle choices, whatever it is. We've become dependent on a fuel that doesn't really sustain us. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to not be able to function in the morning, not be able to get out of bed, not be able to eat without getting well, quote unquote well. For those that don't know what getting well means, it means that your body doesn't function, can't move, it aches, can't digest things, can't digest things without this substance being inside of your body. And because we have become so reliant on this substance, it has become our fuel. I remember that I would plan out my days, and I spoke about this before, but every couple hours I need to shoot up at least 60 cc's into my vein in order just to keep my body going. It's not sustainable fuel right there. It's not something that would be long lasting. So it got me to thinking. And I propose this question to you: what type of fuel are you using? Again, I know what it's like. I've been in the situation where I chose the wrong fuel. But because I've been in that situation, I also know what it's like to get out of it. So that's what I hope to share with you today. The guidance that I have is choose a fuel that is long lasting, choose a fuel that's consistent, choose a fuel that is able to sustain you. Whatever that might be, everybody has a different path towards recovery. Everybody has a different way out of addiction. It's not a cookie cutter for anybody. We've all got ourselves into a unmanageable lifestyle because of our addiction, and it didn't happen the same way for each of us. We may have some of the similarities that are kind of the same. We may have shared experiences, but getting out of the addiction is not the same for all of us. One thing that is consistent and as a shared experience is deciding what type of fuel you're going to use. So going forward, I just propose a question to you. What type of fuel are you choosing to live off of? For me, my path, I didn't use a rehab facility, didn't use sober living homes. I chose to do a little bit of counseling, but even then, I was very abrasive towards it. Most of the time I felt like counselors didn't really know what was going on inside of the mind of an addict because they had never been there. The conversations that I did have with counselors were usually counselors who had been through addiction themselves. So they understood a little bit more and they could relate. So that's what I want to do here. So I just want to relate to you and say, what type of fuel are you using? Again, mine wasn't through a rehab facility. Mine wasn't through sober living. That's not the gas stations that I learned how to pick up these tricks from. Mine was through a higher power. And my higher power takes care of me. That's my fuel. It's sustaining. It's one that I go to constantly to make sure that I can get through another day, another week, another trial, another shitty day, without turning back to a lifestyle that isn't healthy, without turning back to a lifestyle that is going to be destructive. Whatever that fuel is, I want you to ask if it's going to be sustaining, if it's going to go ahead and be something that you can go to on a constant basis, because that's what we need. We've developed addictive habits, and as I said before, addictive habits, they don't always have to be bad ones. There's a stigma behind addiction, and that's what I'm here to change. But I know some addicts that are addicted to positive things. That's part of being an addict too. You can get addicted to a positive fuel. You can get addicted to a fuel that will help you grow, a fuel that will maintain a lifestyle that you want to live. I don't believe anybody really wants to live as an addict the rest of their life. Most of the addicts that I talk to that are 10, 15, 20 years into addiction, they're just kind of stuck. They don't know any other way. They haven't figured out how to get out of it. But it really does start by making the choice to get out of addiction, making that conscious choice on a daily and moment by moment basis. But in addition to that, it's also choosing what type of fuel you're going to go ahead and use going forward. I don't think that anybody wants to be stuck in addiction. So that's why I wanted to share that with you. I think that it's very important, even right now, to figure out what type of fuel you're going to go ahead and use to power the rest of your life. Because at the end of the day, you're the hero of your story. And your story is either going to end in a crash and burn, or you're going to finish the race. Either way, though, it's okay. No, Halo's here to help you out because I understand what it's like. And I've accepted that it's okay not to have a halo.